very good evening and welcome to Prime TV News. I'm Ishara Nautuna. It's your headlines at the top. The President leaves for Kenya to attend the UN Environment Assembly. The Prime Minister says the opposition has only around 70 seats in Parliament. Trade union action in schools makes students inconvenient. The government is ready to manipulate fuel price for the benefit of the people. May's Brexit vote defeat criticised. Getting started with your local news of the day. President Maithripala Sirisena left for Nairobi to attend the 4th session of the UN Environment Assembly held in Nairobi, Kenya, as a special guest. The President participates in this assembly on an invitation extended by the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. The 4th session of the UN Environment Assembly, which commenced on March 11, will continue until March 15 in Nairobi under the theme Innovative Solutions for Environmental Challenges and Sustainable Consumption and Production. President Sirisena is scheduled to address the assembly tomorrow. The President of France, Emmanuel Macron, and other dignitaries will attend the conference. During his 4-day official visit to Kenya, the President will meet the President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. Diplomatic relations between Sri Lanka and Kenya dates back to the year 1970. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe states the government has been able to ensure independence of the Constitutional Assembly, judiciary and commissions. The Premier was speaking in Parliament today. He stressed that he never intervened into the inquiries into the death of traffic OIC of the Borella police station. The Prime Minister noted that the law enforcement arms are allowed to work independently without any political interferences. Prime Minister Wickremesinghe said that the second reading of the budget was won by a clear majority and opposition strength looms at 70 votes. Minister of Finance Mangala Samaraveera says the government will manipulate fuel price if fuel price in the world market increases exorbitantly. According to Minister Mangala Samaraveera, in December, barrel of crude oil could be bought at the rate of $53. The rate has increased up to $70 by March. The minister noted that in line with the price formula for fuel, a litre of petrol needs to be sold at the rate of 137 rupees. Diesel litre shall increase to 117 rupees. The Finance Minister highlighted that, but as per the very recent price revision, petrol 92 has been raised to 132 rupees and diesel to 104 rupees. The Finance Minister stressed that as a responsible government, they did not intend to live up to the price formula as Sinhala and Tamil New Year festivities are around the corner. School children were in immense inconvenience as 30 school principals associations did not report to duties today. The Ministry of Education says some trade unions are trying to disarray the education system to appease their petty demands. Members of 30 trade unions have applied sick leave based on 3 demands. In some schools, the security officers had to communicate with parents to return their children as schools were not functioning. The students who had arrived at schools by school vans and school buses were in severe difficulty and insecure condition due to the trade union action. The case against State Minister Ranjan Ramanayake on the count of contempt of court was taken up before the Supreme Court today.
The case was heard before a 3-member bench of judges presided over by Chief Justice Naling Pereira. The State Minister has been alleged of making a statement over a TV channel denigrating the Supreme Court. The attorney at law appeared on behalf of the defendant stated that his client did not intend to ridicule the court or its judgment. He also noted that if such contempt of court happened, his client expresses regret over the incident. Meanwhile, the appeal petition, which was filed by Attorney General, stating that the punishment given to offenders of the incident of killing British tourist Kuram Sheikh in Tangala and sexually harassing his girlfriend is not sufficient, was withdrawn. The appeal petition filed by former chairman of Thangala Pradesh Sabha and 2 other offenders was also withdrawn. The punishment given by the High Court is in effect from the date which was declared by the verdict. The court today ordered to open an investigation into the incident of assaulting the Indian national who was in remand custody in connection with plotting to kill VIPs, including President Maithripala Sirisena. The victim has said that an inmate had assaulted him with a scissor when he was at the remand custody and received treatments from the prison hospital. The court today ordered to remind the Attorney General about the case filed against former Minister of Sports Mahindananda Alutgamage and 2 other defendants who have been alleged of misappropriating 39 million rupees of public coffers. The case was taken up before the 4th Magistrates Court. The court has requested opinion of Attorney General on the charges of Mahindananda Alutgamage did not appear before the Magistrates Court as he was attending parliamentary sessions. 2 other defendants appeared before the court. Meanwhile, the suspects who were arrested in regard to the case of abducting and killing of 2 businessmen in Ratgama were further remanded. 6 police officers attached to the Special Investigations Unit of Southern Province and beat officer of the Wildlife Conservation Department in Kanumul, Denia, were remanded accordingly until the 27th of this month. The Galle Magistrates Court gave the order.
Former Navy Commander Admiral Vasantha Karanagoda came to the Criminal Investigation Department to record a statement today. The former Navy commander was expected to give a statement on the incident of abducting 11 youth in Colombo. Vasantha Karanagoda also visited the CID day before yesterday. He was questioned for more than 8 hours. Parliamentarian Mujibur Rahman says arguments that have been brought forward by the opposition during the budgetary debate are baseless. Mujibur Rahman was speaking at a media conference held at the Sirikota UNP party headquarters. He further said that the opposition was saying that they are ready to topple the government after defeating the budget. MP Mujibur Rahman stressed that welfare programs have not been slashed by the government at any circumstances. Public sector employees will get 2,500 rupees salary increase by the current budget. 48 billion rupees has been set aside to the Gampirelia program, which has been introduced by the present government. Mujibur Rahman stated that the opposition, which tried to form a new government, showcased their real strength as only 70 MPs stood up with them. Parliamentarian Professor Ashu Singha noted that Finance Minister Mangala Samaravira's budget was successfully passed in Parliament with a clear majority. He highlighted that the opposition could not demonstrate at least 1/3 of support in the House. Meanwhile, Mujibur Rahman also spoke about failure in the joint opposition. He added that they held a rally in Kandy recently, but no photograph of the rally is being circulated on social media. Mujibur Rahman said that the situation depicts the failure of the joint opposition. He noted that the current government undertook an administration in 2015 that had been unsuccessful in every aspect. He pointed out that at present a great deal of success is reported in many facets of the country. The pact on constructing Malabar Fort Light Rail Transit was inked at the Ministry of Finance. The JICA provides funds for the initiative and $1,850 million will be given as a concessionary loan in this regard. The interest rate of the loan is 0.1%. The new LRT system will drastically cut heavy traffic congestion in between Colombo Fort and Malabar. The project will be implemented under the purview of the Ministry of Megapolis and Western Development. The construction work will be accomplished by year 2024. 16 stops will be covered by the new railway tracks to be laid. Addressing a media briefing held in Colombo, Minister Partli Champika Ranawaka stated that it will take only 32 minutes to reach Malabar from Fort. This project will be the biggest state investment to be done by the Sri Lankan government. He noted that this railway track will be the best and most economic mean of transportation in the coming 30 years. Second Special Permanent High Court will be inaugurated tomorrow. The Special High Court will be open under the patronage of Minister Thalatha Athukorala. The new court has been established at the House Dorf Courts Complex. The government took measures to set up 3 high courts to probe serious fraud and financial crimes. The courts will be set up with 3-member bench of judges. The first special permanent high court is in operation and the second is to be launched tomorrow. The Special Task Force has apprehended an accomplice of Kanchipani Imran G. Bumba. G. Bumba has been identified as one of major criminals who has engaged in a string of murders and organized crimes. Police media spokesman Ruwan Gunasekara says the suspect has operated with Kanchipani Imran, who is in Dubai police custody, along with Makandure Madush. According to Ruwan Gunasekara, G. Bumba is part of the incident of shooting at Asha Fari alias Kudu Chuti. National Organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Basil Rajapaksa says to ensure universal franchise and supremacy of the public, it is compulsory to hold elections expeditiously. Basil Rajapaksa was speaking at a media briefing held at the SLPP headquarters. He further noted that they will seek the assistance of the judiciary to consolidate rights of people in the country. He also noted that his party does not have better representation in the northern and eastern provinces. A group of student protesters who tried to enter into the parliamentary area were dispersed by police using water cannons and tear gas. The Inter-University Students' Federation has organized a protest against a counter-terrorist act to be brought by the government. The protesters marched from the University of Aesthetic Studies to Batramulla across Rajagiriya. A heavy traffic congestion was experienced in many areas in Colombo due to the action of the students. The protesters were attacked with water cannons and tear gas at the parliamentary roundabout. Now let's move on with Biz News.
Sri Lanka's government is planning urgent reforms to archaic labour laws to help revive economic growth and is even open to importing labour for sectors facing shortages. Businesses in a range of sectors from agriculture to manufacturing and construction have been complaining of labour shortages with the island's elevation to lower middle income status. That has led to changing attitudes towards physical labour and aspirations among youth who are not keen to accept jobs with low pay and difficult working conditions in factories and farms. Government officials have said labour shortages were holding back investments badly needed to increase exports and spur economic growth, which is widely considered below the island's potential.
The benchmark oil share price index lost 39.82 points to close at 5,606.96, while the S&P Sri Lanka 20 index lost 44.58 points to close at 2,751.3. The turnover was 270.22 million rupees, with 18.01 million shares changing hands in 3,494 trades. The market capitalization at the end of the day was 2,620.74 billion rupees. The top 5 gainers of the day were Testagro non-voting, Blue Diamond Jewelry, Swadeshi Industry Works, Renuka Foods non-voting, and Laxapana Batteries. While the top 5 losers were HGF Foods, Lanka Realty Investments, Renuka Hotels, Wascata Beach Resort, and Aiken Spence Hotel Holdings. Today's foreign purchases were 98.12 million rupees and foreign sales were 52.49 million rupees. There were 2 crossings and the crossings turnover was 78 million rupees. Thank you. Tarang Kanaratna, Colombo Stock Exchange.